am going live. Welcome to the show tonight, Pro Se Legal School. We teach you how to stop the court process, and I'm wearing my hat to represent one of my three superheroes that's employed by the government. Well, actually, I'm representing all of them, but only one of them is over making sure the Houthis aren't attacking our oil ships and cargo ships and all that stuff. That's why the price stuff is going up. And I wanted to and so I'm still thinking about it too before I start yakking. You guys know that shattered by corruption. My girlfriend put just kind of a little overview of like, I don't know, 3 days. oh, okay. It's I mean, that's not disrespectful to her. Okay, believe me. Okay, what I meant that it is just a small amount of information about what we've been through. People have no idea what you go through when you have the courage to stand up and for you. And yeah, I'm still at that undisclosed location. Oh, let me take my hat off. Sorry. I think I can go without the headphones because I don't have nobody talking back to me. Oh, I like that. Okay, sorry. I don't have to listen to anything, so and I can tell from the gauges and stuff, if my mic's turned off, and then you guys supposed to let me know, right? Come on now, it took y'all ass too long to answer. Okay, sorry. And yeah, I'm at the undisclosed location, and they don't let you pass from one place to the other without showing that you're armed. I'm good with that shit because I know if anything breaks off out there, by the time they get to my ass, I don't know how many floors I'm down. They won't tell me a lot of stuff around here. Okay, but by the time they get to my ass, they're gonna be shot up pretty good. Okay, okay, sorry. All right, I'm trying to stay focused. I'm a little round up, but you know what? I think it's absolutely fabulous. I do. There's places in Texas and in Arizona. There's places in New Mexico. There's places in Colorado. There's places where if you're armed, you get free coffee. I ain't gonna tell y'all ass where that shit is at. Okay, I mean I'm making a point. Okay, I'll tell you right now. You can look that shit up. In states who have people who carry firearms all the time, undisclosed, oh, the crime rate's way down. Way down. Okay, because I'll tell you this. The people who are carrying firearms walking across the parking lot, if they see some shit going on over there, oh, and now, like myself, I don't really like to have mine. I like to carry mine concealed, and I have the passport filled out the way I need to have it filled out to show that I'm not a U.S. citizen, and then I have a concealed carry anyway, so I have both in case they want to. Okay, so I can just tell you right now. Well, looking at it from my perspective, and I think I probably speak for anybody, for most of the people that's armed. Okay, if you see some shit going on over there, oh, this is a nice opportunity to take care of it. Okay, my superhero kid put it this way: to neutralize that shit before they even know you're a threat. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay, so around here, they ain't letting you go nowhere unless which is cool because, my dad was a Marine, and he was also in the military. And this young lady that runs Tracy's barbershop around the corner from the undisclosed locations. Too bad I can't tell people where she are. She does a great job. Okay, her dad was a Marine too, and her dad was in the military, and my dad was in the military too. And okay, so her dad fixed tanks, and my dad cooked, and he was a chef or whatever. It was kind of funny because, well, I never mentioned this to her because you ain't trying to one up anybody because, But if I had to think of it over, I would say, oh yeah, my dad was a cook, and he cooked food for the people who fixed the tanks. Okay, that's my selfish view of it. Let's just move on. Okay, so I don't even know. Let me say hello, Heather. What's up, Miss Heather? Welcome to the show tonight. I don't think we're actually going to get to what I know. Maybe we will. Maybe. Maybe we will. I want to post that again because I can't post it too many times. Okay, so the thing that we're going to start out with tonight is keeping it real 100, and that's the way I like to. I wanted to shoot this from the cockpit out there out there across the way. I had to run an elevator, so I knew I was going down. Okay. Asked him if I was going up. Just to. Okay, come on now. The superhero that I watched be born is a badass. So I could get away with this shit in here. So. Okay, so I want to talk about something different, something extra. And Heather, I'm not going to leave you up here because I know I'm not yelling at you. You've done a great job. And you've been here a long time too. If you got something extra, if you invested in one of my packages and you got upgraded, okay, if you invested in this $600 package and you got upgraded to the premium package, or if you invested in something and you got I had one person got the offer to pay letter, which is one thing out of the premium package. Okay, if you invested in the program and your ass got upgraded, you got upgraded for 2 years. We're going to talk about that tonight, right now. Well, the first reason is appreciation for supporting my business. So that's not one of the 2 reasons. That's an automatic reason. Okay, so just work with me here. Okay? If you got something extra on top of what you invested in for the last 2 months, it was because YouTube, and I'm just going to throw it out here because I don't give a shit. YouTube been screwing with me and not showing my stuff like it's supposed to be, like they're supposed to show, like I have paid for them to do. They haven't been showing my stuff. And, which means that my ad revenue, which is usually at around 235, up to $50 a month, which is shit. Now, with that in mind, my channel is not like normal people or whatever, where you do weird stuff and you have weird people. Oh, wait, I do weird stuff. I do have weird people. Okay, so anyway, so my channel is structured for people to learn about my products and their, the instructional videos and all of that. It's not like a channel that all of these thousands of people would be interested in. Because the only time you'd be interested in is in my shit if you wanted to be a coach, you have property that you want to protect, you wanted to structure your own legal team and teach them how to kick people's ass in any state, or if you had several Airbnbs and you need to protect them, or maybe if you was just a normal property owner who got tired of them screwing with you. Hello, Heather. Heather is one of those people, and so is I got Heathers all over the freaking place over here. Everybody who comes here, pretty much, well, not everybody. We did have the dude that came from the constitutional YouTube channel that interfered with me being able to get the message out that everyone showed up to learn about that one time, and then he invited me. He invited himself to my channel, and so I had to let him know that that's not how this works. And as it turns out, the constitutional shit is crap, because when they get done doing their thing, they hand it over to the attorney that has the license to throw your shit in the trash. Okay, so YouTube been screwing with me. My ad revenue has been generally between $200 and $279, $300. I got to $300 though. Yeah, they're not happy because I use Tuluba ads. They think Tuluba ads is trash. Well, I've used both. I've done what I do for a very long time, and I'm a freak. Okay, I have this weird ass memory thing. I can remember stuff. And I'll tell you right now. Okay, Google AdWords, that's owned by YouTube, is on some bullshit, and the bullshit that they're on, and I'm throwing it on the table right now because I don't give a crap. Because Humera, the young lady from Pakistan who runs my website, has already moved all of my videos off of YouTube to my own website that we built a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago. Because Teachable shut down. They deleted my online courses that was teaching people how to get their deed delivered to the house. Oh, wait. Google started screwing me long before that, back in 2012, when they shut down my Google review, all of my Google reviews, 2012, 2014. I don't know, something. That was a while back. And that's why I post them. People email me video reviews so I can post them on my website, so you don't have to go through the Google manipulation bullshit. And then since then, Google bought YouTube, and so, okay, Coach, take a sip because you're getting worked up. Let's cut to the chase. Damn, I need to get my fingernails done. they look like. Oh, my granddaughter don't. Let's cut to the chase. The attorneys that run the corporations, Google, YouTube, whatever, are all in, and they're the ones that are kicking, well, they're kind of kicking my ass right here on this particular, they're the ones that are causing everybody problems, and they're the ones that we are asses that we are kicking. So if you receive something extra or got upgraded, it's because I appreciate your business, and it was during a time when things were really tough because these people are up in my ass. Now I got this is what I usually wear, okay? I ain't wearing a tie. I don't care about the people over there in the office. I don't care about all of those. I'm just talking right now, okay? Because for the last 2 months, and it's funny, there was a YouTube person, a person from YouTube, not YouTube the corporation. There was a subscriber that told me, that messaged me about, I'm not sure, about 2 months. 2 months. I don't know. It's, okay. So I'm a freak. And that person mentioned the fact that YouTube was not shadowing me or shadowing me. And there was the word shadow. I didn't, Okay, but, I get a lot of stuff from people. And some of the stuff I get from people is, is kind of strange. So I don't take. But now, 2 months later, so Humira runs the website. So if you got a problem with your delivery or whatever, it's going to take a couple of days. I can email her like right now. And then what time is it? It's 8:36. It's probably 2 in the morning in Pakistan. So there's a Pakistan situation right there. Okay, but the facts, the numbers, all of the stuff, I do my own digital marketing. I do all of that shit myself because there is no way in hell that I could run this business if I didn't do it that way. Because these sorry-ass attorneys are kissing these people's ass, the corporations, and that's what they're for. So I'm not talking like I thought they was going to straighten the F up. Okay? I'm not talking like that. I'm not talking like I thought it was going to be any different than it is. Okay? So I grew up in this dark skin, and I'm 6'7". I wear size 16 shoe. Okay, so yeah. I've heard it all. Sometimes that works out in a negative, but sometimes, in this case, it's working out in a positive, in my favor, because I don't give a shit. I'm not kissing YouTube's ass. I'm not kissing Google AdWords' ass. I'm not kissing the government's ass. Okay, I'm going to move on without saying whose ass out. Because the ass I'm kissing is not in that way. It's more in a romantic sex. Okay, no. Okay, so that's different. That's different. That's what both of these people are telling me, okay? So YouTube has been jamming me up for the last almost 2 months. And my ad revenue went down to $93. Now, the last time they did this shit to me, when I first started using Taluba, And I freaked out. Oh my God, my son went over. So I cut that out. And I stayed with them. And then Google AdWords started screwing me more. Oh, this is what you're at. Oh, wait, but your auction. Oh, wait. I already know all of that shit, and they can't explain to me why they keep taking more money. They can't. So I jacked their ass to the curb. Okay? I'm a freak. I can look at this shit, and next week, 2 weeks later, I can remember that shit. And I looked at, I have not made any money from Google AdWords. Now, I'm not throwing all their shit in the toilet. It's because of what I do. The attorneys that run that shit are connected to the corporations. And that's a freaking problem that we have. So then they're not going to, So I kicked their ass to the curb. Oh, wait. I didn't kick their ass to the curb. This is why they're mad and tearing my ass up on YouTube. My payoff for Google AdWords, well, your threshold, they run it up when you run the ads up to, is $500. So I ran it up to almost, I'm not going to say exactly what it is, because I don't have a problem suing Google AdWords either, or Google. I don't give a shit. People think these corporations are so big, whatever. I don't give a shit. Okay. But I ran it up to almost what they needed to trigger charging me. And then I shut that shit down. And it's been shut down ever since. And I put all that money that I was wasting over there into Heather. I got two Heathers. Since I only got two Heathers, I can, it's the corporations. So I put all that money into, what would you do with that? I ain't waste no money. Not wasting any more money when I can't think back in my freak head and figure out how many sales took place. Okay. So I play football and I boxed. And I never been on the ground counting the lights. I didn't even want to look up there. Okay, I never had to count the lights. Okay, I did have to get nasal reconstruction and some surgery on my. Yeah. Okay, but so here's the thing. I kept track of their shit, and in my freak head, I'm not talking about track last month. I'm talking about track over a period of time for years okay, now I'm making myself. Let's just go with the last 2 damn months, okay, to keep it simple, because I ain't trying to be complicated. And, no. So what I did was, I think at $465 or something on Google, and my threshold was $500. Automatic, ching chang, take that shit out of my. I shut that shit down. Shut all my ads down. So I've been playing with these people too, like they've been screwing me. And I've been playing with them too. And if I'd have waited another $20 or then they would still okay. But I already know how that you can call your bank, have the shit shut down. But that's kind of bad if you ain't done kicking their ass or getting your ass kicked, learning how to kick. It ain't over yet. Okay, but I shut that shit down so they couldn't automatically take the $500 out of my account that they didn't help me freaking make to pay their asses. So, I don't know. And I grew up in the hood. I play football. I'm not that. Shut that shit down. In 2 weeks, 2 freaking weeks after I shut that shit down, and I think this is going to be like the time frame. Well, not for criminal shit, because criminal takes longer because they got to get a bunch of people together to lie. Okay, but 2 weeks after I shut that shit down, my ad revenue started going down, down, and down, and down, and down, and down. It went down to, if I remember correctly, 93 freaking dollars when my traffic was the same. So I'm talking shit on YouTube. I ask and bring it to the table if you want to. You can leave my shit alone, okay? Because I'm still here. I don't charge $1 million, but I can figure out ways to get around you guys' bullshit trying to shut me down. I'm still here. And all of my videos have been put over on my own website. When I got kicked off of Teachable several years ago, I don't know how many, several years ago, because Nikki Ross, who was a coach, taught some people how to get their deed out of their office, and these people didn't even have to file the lawsuit. She was a badass. Oh, yeah, okay. A while back, Google canceled my Google reviews and my Google review page and all of my shit, because the attorneys said that I didn't have a sign in my yard. I mean, in front of my business. Okay, I think I jacked that shit up, right? Yeah, they figured out that I was operating out of where I was operating out, and it wasn't a storefront. But I've been operating for, I don't know, several years with all 5-star reviews. Well, I did have a couple of reviews from a couple of assholes who wanted to lie, but I had their review and all of the words that they left me in the text messages and all the words that they left me and whatever is showing, oh, great, whatever. But in the end, they lied because I refused to hold their hand. And those were the only, and I showed all that right in, and then they messaged me back to let me know they changed their review back to what they had at first. And they wanted me to change my review. Welcome, Frederick. Sorry, it wasn't you. I didn't mean to leave your name on. Welcome to the show, young man. And then they wanted me to change my review because I pretty much used their shitty review after they left me a real review, then a second shitty review as an ad. And, well, anybody that knows me knows I ain't, I don't have two faces, okay? The same face in the morning and the afternoon. This is it. So I told him I wasn't changing shit because I didn't lie. Okay, but I already know that the attorneys that run these corporations are the ones. They jam my revenue down to and they were hoping that I would do the same thing I did the last time when they did that shit to me, and that's freak out and get rid of Toluba. I think maybe I need to contact them. We need to hook. Okay, but so here's the thing. They didn't realize that our goal, because I have some people supporting me, and, I've only had one or two complain about the situation, but, I don't share this with everybody because they're not the coach and they're not the running the show. And I already know. There was 2-3 months ago, I made almost 5 times what I made this month. Now, they jacked up my machine and then I got sick, but I'm not blaming that on them because I was messing with these neighborhood kids down the street who challenged me in the basketball in the driveway basketball, and they pretty much kicked my ass. But I should have washed my hands after I got your ball. Okay, but if you run a business and you want to make sure that you're providing the best quality service for people at the best price, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I grew up in South Phoenix, Arizona, okay? South to 24th and Baseline Road, okay? And I went to high school in Tempe. Come on, take me a minute. I'm freaking old. I got it. Y'all can check. Junior college in Scottsdale Community, okay? I never forgot where I came from, and the people that I like helping are the people that appear to be from the community that I grew up in. So I keep my prices low. I can guarantee you right now, and you guys are going to find this out from what I'm doing with Anthony and getting his ass out of jail. You'll find out that what you get here, there's no way in hell that any attorney or anybody connected to their bullshit is going to help you put together. It ain't happening. I'm just saying. It's not going to happen. Now, I put up with a lot of shit. As you can see, these people jam my ass up. They tell me, but the attorney general, they tried to shut me down 3 times. That was a while back. The government, I haven't sued because I'm including my girlfriend in this. We haven't sued the government for what they done to either one of us yet. Now, I put her stuff together, we're getting ready, and then Anthony came to the table, and then it turned out I didn't add the false arrest, I didn't add some, I blame that on my dog. We're not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry, okay, because everybody gets in my program, they're rushing around, trying to kiss these people's ass, trying to answer, respond. I'm not in a hurry, because I already know they can't answer to my stuff. The first thing that you file in state court is going to crush their whole entire process, because they can't answer. The state court players can't respond. They can't answer to federal court case law. with statutes and codes, because statutes and codes are not valid laws. They're bullshit. And we've been indoctrinated to believe this bullshit for the longest time. Now, the premium package that I put together addresses and addresses one of the gems that I discovered putting my girlfriend off because she wanted me to get her stuff, whatever, because the prosecutor, Tara D. Moorhead and Marietta Parker, got disbarred. Well, I didn't want to go into Rule 6B, whatever, or new additional evidence. That shit's a statute. So there was quite a while that I did my own research and whatever, and she finally, fraudulent concealment. That's when I figured out this fraudulent concealment bullshit. Oh, bullshit. Oh, wait, excuse me. Legal doctrine tolls the statute of limitations. Fraudulent concealment is a legal doctrine that tolls the statute of limitations. Oh, so we used that in the premium package as one of the, we put that shit right before the 42 USC shit. I mean, think about it. If this shit tolls the statute of limitations, then they could dismiss it 100 times and just keep refiling. Okay. Okay, so the sad thing is that my YouTube channel qualifies for affiliate marketing and all of that, but no, they shut me down. And they ran my ad revenue down to $93. It was down to $92.58 a couple of days. I don't know what day it is, right? A couple of days ago. $92.58. And I just left it. We've been doing other stuff, making some deals. The people that have invested in the program, that got something extra, help me make it through that shit. And now, they're letting it go back up. But you know what? When the marriage gets done and we get all set up so I can go live on my own website at winningcourtnow.com and host all my videos there, I won't have to worry about YouTube's ass. I won't have to worry about YouTube's ass taking 33 and 30% of the revenue that I do make from helping people and then screwing me over. That's what I did with the government. Hold your breath. Who's going to end first? It's sad when it comes down to that. Because they need the money too. And that's why they stop. Maybe they're going to come screw me some more and jack my shit. I don't care. Because as a coach, you learn how to see shit down the road. You learn how to see shit in your head that happened like a long damn time ago. To help you make sure that you're not getting punched in the same, you're not getting, you know what I'm saying? Y'all ass know what I'm saying. So if I've been a little distracted lately, I haven't been on my shit, if I said I'll get back with you and it was 2 days later, if you bought something for $99 and it was like 3 days before. Okay, $99 is not that high on the priority list because there's a lot of people that pay way more than that to invest in the program that are in line. But I'm just making the point. Okay? If I've been distracted, there's a few more things going on than people realize. And I'm not an attorney. I ain't trying to retire unlike, 5 clients. And I'm going to tell you right now, any attorney that wants to come to the table and this and say anything about what I got to say, hit me up, email me, or whatever. Okay, so what we're going to talk about tonight was the changes that we need to make if you did everything and they're stalling and they're screwing with you or whatever. Now there's a lot of people in this boat, and I'm not here to give anybody a hard time. I'm a coach. I've been a coach my whole life, and being a coach is causing me some problems. Because you gotta learn when to be a coach. You gotta learn when to be a dad, when to be a husband, and when to be a lover, and when to be the neighbor walking down the street, mind your own business. Okay. So I'm learning a bunch of things about how to. So if you filed your lawsuit and you're struggling or whatever and screwing you, the supplemental pleading is the way that we go in and we make changes or adjustments or whatever we need to do without kissing their ass or asking them for an amendment or any of that shit. Now, you can go to how to do an amendment, and you can scroll down to the bottom of that on the Federal Rules of Procedure, and you'll see the supplemental, the rules for filing supplemental pleading. Okay, you have to, you need to check to make sure, because it's been a while, and my memory's not that good. Work with me here. I could be lying now, or I could have been lying prior. All right? So don't be challenging me here. Supplemental pleading, you can file. You have to add a party or a count or both, and it have to be connected to the original reason why you're there. That's how we make changes. Now, if you filed if you added the lender, okay, then you need to do these changes. It's because you kind of much kick yourself in the face. If you add a bunch of extra people that you didn't need because you're emotionally grumpy, then I would consider doing that, doing a supplemental pleading. If you didn't add the state and the judge and the Supreme Court and the Association of Real Estate Deeds, the Deeds Real Estate Association. Google that shit to get it right, okay? Because the Supreme Court's the one that made the rules that are going to screw you over. So if you didn't add those people as plaintiffs to your counterclaim that you file in their shit, then then I would do a supplemental pleading. And I know I got people telling me, Coach, a counterclaim is too late. Well, that's because your head, is in their conventional shit. Okay, so if you know that fraudulent concealment tolls a statute of limitation. Oh, wait. We don't roll with limitations here anyway, period. If we did, I wouldn't know about the fraudulent concealment. These people wouldn't, have some $200 million, I wouldn't have, we got one filed in federal court in Topeka. I haven't even checked on it. It's been a month and a half. I haven't even checked on it. Their asses are supposed to send me anything, send to my address where my girlfriend lives. Anything that it's not actually where she lives. It's another address over there. I'm just trying to keep it straight, okay? But, I haven't got anything. Okay, So the other thing is we add their asses as plaintiffs to their own shit and using a counterclaim. You can file a counterclaim in their shit. You can add their asses as plaintiffs right to it. Attorneys are not going to tell you that. So now you got the counterclaim. Oh, wait. It's been a year. Who gives a shit? Fraudulent concealment. I can file it anytime I want to. The premium package has that. You have to add that shit in the other packages. Don't get me wrong now. You guys keep up. You got to pay for the fire. You get the spark. Okay, never mind. But that's how this has to roll. Now, the other thing that people are having is people don't understand. When you file a document in state court that you get from whatever, over there, waiting court now, it's a wrap. Because state court can't respond to federal case law with statutes and codes. State court can't respond with statutes and codes. They can't. Oh, and here's the beauty of this. So that means it's an automatic shutdown. So what they do is they move that shit over to federal court. That's what they do. And if you look up removing a case, because I used to try to teach people how to do that, but only the asshole people like me could get that done. And there's not. Most people are nicer than me. Okay, and you know, the plaintiff is not the one that can move shit in the first. No. If the plaintiff could move shit, oh, what a shit show. More of a shit show. No. Okay, but here's the problem. The problem is that even if they move it over to federal court, the same assholes answer to it in federal court. Oh, wait, they don't have a bar card. That's why they couldn't answer to the shit on the state court level. So how they gonna answer to the shit on the federal court level when it's the same assholes? Okay, I'm just going to make it easier and tell you how. Well, the people who are doing this don't understand that the state court got crushed when you filed the first document up in their ass. And the only reason they're back in your face now is because your ass let them, because you didn't do your freaking homework. No offense. I'm not singling anybody out. I'm not calling any names. Okay, so when they file something to move your shit to federal court, you should be objecting, coming to the coaching group at neighbors_coach and putting that shit in. Oh, wait, if you scroll through the thing, okay, we've been doing this for a long time. I don't think there's much that happened that we don't already have listed in the group. And the remedy for that and what, wow. Okay, but here's the thing. You know, I had a lady tell me one time, oh, coach, I'm glad that your foster kid got your lawsuit filed in federal court or whatever. You know? Because state court people just screw with you. Oh, and then she made, well, good luck with that. Okay, so the words matter to me. Okay, so why didn't you just finish saying what the hell you wanted to say? The federal court's going to do the same shit. So, what's your plan? Get to the freaking point. What's your plan? Okay, number one, none of the courts are going to provide a finding of facts and the conclusions of law with any of their decisions. Without that shit, you can't appeal a damn thing. Okay, so when that happens, they just moved their ass over into their administrative court bullshit where they operate from the local rules. You know, the ones we talked about at the top of the show that we're suing the Supreme Court for. But y'all ass still want to ask me what the plan is. Oh, when we added suing the Supreme Court to the shit, we had two assholes show up at the live stream, and one of them was so damn grumpy or drunk or both that he couldn't even type. His grammar was worse than mine. Okay, sorry. Okay, so what that means is that we plucked the freaking nerve. Oh, if you ain't plucking nerves, your ass ain't doing shit. Uh-oh. Maybe they about to shut me down. Maybe they about to shut me down. Okay, so when the federal court, the magistrate judge for the federal court is usually the one that gets involved in your shit. The magistrate judge doesn't have judicial authority to make any rulings in your case without the signed consent from all parties. So, when the magistrate judge gets involved in your case, on the federal level, obviously, in case people don't. Okay, well, the magistrate judge just tried to throw your ass under the bus and help them because the magistrate judge is operating from administrative. Oh, wait, the whole thing is administrative. In both freaking courts, it's administrative. And this is why in the premium package, we address the fact that the legal team has already ascertained, is already concerned about the fact that the judge in the federal court is administrative in nature and not judicial. And that the research that we've done shows that the judge in the federal court has not provided effective findings and the conclusions of law in any of his or her prior rulings. Yeah, I have a little paragraph for that. We put that shit right in there. Because we already know what they're going to do. I already taught your asses what they're going to do. And I get frustrated sometimes because people have their head stuck in a freaking hole thinking that they have rights. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, for those people, you have the right to shut the F up and pack your shit up or go to jail and let them take your shit in a longer, slower process. Those are the rights that you have if your ass ain't willing to step up and do whatever it takes. And part of whatever it takes is getting your head out of their freaking system. They're convinced. I have people tell me all the time, oh, but the judge, I don't care. I don't give a shit about the judges paid by their asses. But I don't care. If you get in this program, none of that shit matters with me. What matters with me is what we got outlined to do to kick their ass. And if we're not talking about that after you get in the program, especially if you are in the premium, well, it don't matter. It freaking don't matter. I'm just gonna keep it real. Then we're gonna kind of butt heads. I've been doing this a long time. I have people call me. They haven't even watched the instructional. Oh, I watched all these videos, Coach. No. And I don't want anybody posting, oh, that was me or that whatever, because I'll tell you right now that it's not just one person. If it was, I wouldn't be pissed off. I'm just saying. people's time, there's the priority. I learned this from my kid in the 5th grade. I'm not gonna share this story with you, but I'll share it someday. My kid in the 5th grade taught me a lesson when my oldest kid, when he was in the 5th grade, on priorities. And people's priorities are not where they need to be. Some people, to be able to get done what they need to do here. Okay, so if you end up in the wrong place or there's a situation, then you need to backtrack. You need to go back. You need to make sure that if, now we're going to have 2 scenarios. The first scenario is you're not facing eviction. Okay, if you're not facing eviction, then you need to go back. And I would consider filing a supplemental pleading in the state court after you have to add the players to their own shit. And you do that by filing, you can do a counterclaim, a supplemental pleading, counterclaim, or you can do a supplemental pleading, which is just your lawsuit that you're like, changing. Almost said it. That you're changing. Now, the thing here is when you add the state and you add the judge and you add the fools that's in your face to their own shit as a plaintiff, it's a wrap. There's no move to federal court. There's none of that shit. It's a wrap because they can't represent themselves. They can't represent each other. They can't go into court as a corporation without an attorney, which is why I would never do that anyway. Okay, but, come on now. Those are all sissy shit. They can't respond to federal case law with statutes and codes. Your counterclaim is the way you jammed their ass up. Anytime I had to, we don't answer to shit here. And I had a guy on the phone and we don't answer to shit. You trump their ass and you take control. Now, you can't trump them if you don't respond to the bullshit they're saying if you let them get that far. I'm just saying. Okay, if they're saying, we want to, whatever, well, you can't say, well, I'm just going to file a demand for sanctions. No, you need to crush their ass with the facts that you got in the document in the first place. It's easy. I'm objecting because, and I copy and paste all that shit in the document that caused their ass to object. It's freaking easy. In my head. Now, you can come in with the demand to strike their ass, or you can come in with the temporary restraining order. These are the punching documents that we provide in the back. Now you can come in with the temporary restraining order to block the state from receiving federal funding because they're violating the separation clause of the Constitution. Even if you're in the federal court, you can still file that to block the state because that's where all of this shit starts, in my opinion. So you block the state from receiving federal funding with the temporary restraining order that's set up because the spending clause in the Constitution mandates if they're violating your constitutional rights. There was 2 or 3 of them that the state didn't. State did a pass off and passed that shit off over there because you was being too much of a pain in the ass. And so now you get to come back. And so the real estate deed fraud, a lawsuit that's in the premium package, is what I would use, say, for Heather, and I don't have everybody's Heather, or I've been working with Heather, so I have her kind of in hand. The real estate defraud is what I would use as the supplemental pleading in your state case, but you need to add these fools to it before and if you do it as supplemental pleading, you don't have to pay again. Now, I don't generally advise for people to connect what they were doing already to to their stuff because they get confused. So just work with me here, okay? And I'll send you an outline in email about how this how this needs to work out. Now I'm going to put this. No, it doesn't matter what you already use, sweetie. It doesn't matter. Okay, it does not matter. We need to just forget about everything you've done already because we're on a whole different program, and the coach is helping you guys. Now I'm going to post. You don't need to be sorry. Communication is the key that makes this shit work out. Now I'm going to post in the YouTube video the outline that I put together about what everybody needs to to be considering or whatever if you're in this situation, how you can get this turned around or whatever. I got a little distracted with the YouTube shit, okay, because these people have been screwing with me. It's like I don't, and now they're moving me back up. And this is why it is the reason why I don't have a subscription and do all that shit with them. I only do the least amount because they're already taking 33 and 30%. Well, I'm not charging a ton of money for all that. I'm not making $50,000 a month.